All right, good morning. This is Sports for Real with Coach Hall. Having a little technical difficulties this morning, but be another short live, but we'll get through it. Got a couple of things. The big talk going around sports is Darren Peterson, star basketball player for the Kansas Jayhawks, who can't seem to stay on the floor. I don't know how much money this guy is making from NIL, but the players have gotten to the point where they just don't expect him to be on the floor. And I heard Coach Bill Self say the other day about what happened the other night when the kid played 18 minutes in the first half and hit 23 points, but he didn't come back out in the second half, asking the coach to take him out of the game. Well, it's coming out a little bit now that the kid is suffering. Had severe cramping or something the other day, which allowed him not to continue the game. But this is evidently it's been an ongoing problem with this guy, and Bill Self seemed to be at a loss of words of what's taking place. But everybody else sitting around looking at the situation, it sure looks like this kid is loafing on his teammates. It's not just this. It was one time he waited till 5 minutes before the game to check out, said he had the flu. Well, if you got the damn flu, surely the coach should know about it well before 5 minutes before game time. Now, Bill Self would also look at the player and determine if the guy was sick or not. But for him to check out 5 minutes before the game time, he just left his teammates hanging. And these kind of things make you wonder. If you look at NIL and the way it's laid out, these guys are getting all this money up front. Once you get your money up front, do you really have an obligation to go out there and play? I mean, you hadn't earned it, but they gave it to you anyway. So why not loaf it a little bit? And this is the state of sports today. And the more these guys get paid at a younger age, I just think it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse because they already feel entitled coming through the system to get pushed through and get all kind of favors in high school. Now you have NIL available in high school. Oh, you're dealing with a different kind of animal. So what can you? I put it to you this way: it makes sense what George Foreman said years ago. You say, how can you tell a guy with $1 million what to do if you don't have $1 million? And this is certainly making his case as to say that you can't really tell these guys anything now that they got a pocket full of money. Now, I don't bemoan the fact that they're getting paid, but you still have an obligation to go out and perform. And that's the part these guys are not catching. You still got to go out there and perform. Well, I don't know how you fix that, but the other question is lingering about this guy, Peterson, is that he's supposed to be a top 3 or 4 pick in the draft. And people are wondering, how is this going to affect this draft status? Well, I'll say it's not going to affect this draft status at all because this is the same kind of thing that's taking place in the NBA. There have been plenty of guys that I've been watching the stat line just to see what's going on. Guy have 20, 22 points in the first half, and then he goes dead in the second half. Why? Is he not getting the ball? Did the team suddenly come up with this great defense to stop him? No. A lot of times they put him on the damn bench. Now, why would you put the hottest player on the floor on the bench when you're supposed to be trying to win games? That's a big question mark. Now you got this NBA tanking thing out there that guys are throwing games just to get a draft position. I can't throw my ticket away and get in for free because I felt like I don't want to pay for this ticket today. Fans don't get a price at all when it comes to these games, but yet teams get away with all kind of stuff. Now, if you think they're entitled, how you doing, JC? How about the Kansas City Chiefs? And I'm using them as a poster child for the rest of the league of these sports teams when it's time to get a new stadium, how they behave. Now, if you pretty much familiar with the idea of how rich people feel about poor people getting handouts from the government, that's just a drop in the bucket what the poor people get from the government than what the rich get. Kansas City, their lease runs out after the 2030 season, so they need to make a move. So it was proposed about 2 years ago that they wanted to reinforce or refurbish Arrowhead Stadium. If you look at the thumbnail I got, that was the planned project that they wanted to do. They wanted to put it in glass, a glass dome kind of thing, and refurbish the inside. And they wanted to spend $800 million on it. Clark, Clark Hunt, the owner of the Chiefs, he got $300 million of his own money he was going to put into that, and went to the vote. And the city was supposed to pay the other 500 million, and it got rejected by the voters. So that deal instantly fell apart. They didn't have any support from the taxpayers. So the Chiefs were scrambling now. What are they going to do? Well, across the river, the state line there, the other side of Kansas City, the Kansas City, Kansas side, say, well, come on over here and make a deal. So they came up with a deal where the Chiefs are going to move out of the state of Missouri into Kansas with this sweetheart deal where they're going to use public money to pay for private venture funding. You're going to build them a new facility, new training facilities, everything. So they're pretty much going to uproot out of Kansas City, Missouri, and go over to a whole different state. And the Chiefs jumped all over that. But now the people in Kansas City are all up in arms, calling pretty much the Chiefs a traitor. Some of the lawmakers even suggest that the Chiefs should go now because they don't own the stadium. Jackson County owns Arrowhead Stadium. And they feel like if they're going to sell us out like that, then they might as well go. They're upset because they've been giving the Chiefs concessions after concessions after concessions for years. It's like all these other pro sports towns. And as soon as somebody throw them a carrot a little bit bigger than what you've been giving them, then they bolt. And they're crying foul. They have a point. They got a big point. But at the same time, the Chiefs have to look at their options. If we can't get the taxpayers to help fund this stadium, we need to make a move. And if this Olathe, Kansas area, or Wyandotte County, or whatever it is, they're going to give us a better deal, let's go for it. I mean, it's not like we're losing our fan base overall because we just going right across the state line, which is can be no more than 25, 30 miles away from where you are. So my question is, if the Chiefs really wanted to stay in Kansas City, Missouri, why not Clark Hunt just reach into his pocket and pay for the whole damn thing? Not plausible? No, not from the Chiefs standpoint, because of course you want to use somebody else's money to fund your projects. Now, there's been people who have paid for their own stadium. You take the stadium now they call Hard Rock. Well, that began as Joe Roberts Stadium, the old owner of the Dolphins. He pretty much paid for that stadium himself. So it's not out of the question that it can't be done, but why do it if somebody else is going to do it? And for instance, he's already we're going to put up $300 million to restore Arrowhead Stadium and redo it. And if he can't get the money from the state, he could have paid it himself. But then if the other county comes in and say, we'll do this and do that, why not take that? And that is the state of Kansas City Chiefs right now. So the question is, will it be welcome in Arrowhead once the season starts? To the true Chiefs fans, yeah, they will be. But you know, everything that goes with that picketing and the way people like now, anything can happen outside those gates, man. And I just think it's a travesty that these sports teams are rape and pillage these cities for all they can get, and then when it's time to vote over a few dollars, they split. He could easily pay that $800 million and it wouldn't even hurt him at all. And then everybody would be happy. The Chiefs would be cemented in Kansas City for life, and the Chiefs going to be making more money hand over fist. And along with the loss of a sports team, it was reporting that Kansas City makes about $932 million, the city alone, just from the games being in town. So that is a huge loss for the Missouri side. Now, the Kansas side, they're going into great debt to try to get this stadium off the ground. And it'll pay off in the long run. But in the meantime, they got to come up with the money to get it done. So just like this refurbishing project crashed on the Missouri side, it's not a done deal that they're going to get it off the ground in the Kansas side. So this is something that we need to keep an eye on because it's happening everywhere. Buffalo, they're about to finish their stadium. They finally come to a deal here in Jacksonville. Tennessee's getting a new stadium. Everybody needs a new damn stadium. Why, I don't know. I mean, if you think that's bad, the NBA is far worse. I know the Miami Heat, they come into the league in what, 88, 89, and they don't like their fourth stadium already. Why do you need to keep building a new basketball arena every 5, 6 years? Don't make no damn sense to me. But that's what they're doing. So I'm just pointing out to what's going on. JC, what's going on, man? Today's my birthday. Can you say happy birthday to me? I'm going to say happy birthday to you. And whatever your name is, RG 2016 AC, happy birthday. You keep getting up, you'll get as old as me. And I tell you what, it won't take too many more get ups before you start to get old. That's just how fast life goes. The older you get, the faster they go. Like, damn, can I put the pause button on some of these days, man? It was just 2018. Now it's what? 26. I blink again, it's gonna be 2035. It'd be fine for me if I make it that far because I'll be retired then. I get up and put my suit on, put some smell good on, shine my shoes, and rush straight to the front porch. All I'm going to do is watch you rush off to work. Look at John, his ass late again. He's going to get fired. You better hurry up and get to work, Jim. I ain't going nowhere in 2035 that I don't want to go. So that's just me. But anyway, my question is, and I didn't get a chance to put the poll question up, do you think these sports teams should pay for their own stadiums? Just like the guy, the lawmaker in Missouri said, the Chiefs don't own the stadium. The county owns the stadium. So the way the system's set up, it's already in place for them to get jobs anyway. They're just tenants. No different than you renting an apartment complex. Once the agreement is over with, boom, I'm gone. But if I did have a sports team, I'm locking the ass up for like 30 years, 30, 40 years. And we'll worry about it later on. And before it even gets anywhere close to the end of the lease, we're doing a new deal. So I blame these municipalities more than I do these sports owners because they got all the cards and, it all works out in their favor most of the time. And can you really blame them if you got the advantage? Capitalism is all about getting the advantage. I'm going to take as much as I can, but I want to make sure you get something. But in reality, the townspeople really don't get anything. It's the city that makes the money. And where that money goes out the back door, that's where your other benefits come in, beneficiaries come in, and those are the silent partners. People are making money hand over fist over these sports games, and it's going to get more lucrative as time goes on. But the other part of that, though, is that this guy Peterson, he seems to me like an entitled player. He plays when he wants to play. And as bad as this looks for him, it's going to be some NBA team that takes a shot on him and say, well, we can get this guy to play. He can play. And he's going to get to the NBA and do the same thing. But the way the NBA is set up now with the load management and tanking and everything else, hell, he'll fit right in. So I don't think it hurts him at all. But as far as being a good teammate, shit, they might have to put him out the door. Because he's not really doing him any good. And when the game is on the line, championship's on the line, will he be there to help him? And right now, it sure don't look like he's in a position to help him. JC says when the Detroit Lions built Ford Field, they put it on the ballot. The taxpayers paid a portion. Well, most of the time, taxpayers do pay a portion of the stadium. Reason being, they don't want to be like Cleveland. Cleveland needed a new stadium. They built a new stadium for the Indians. They built an arena for the Cavaliers. Everybody came up in Cleveland except the team that was the anchor of the city for years, the Browns. They wouldn't give the Browns a new deal. So what did Modell do? He went and found somebody else where he can get a new stadium. He went to Baltimore. They gave him one. Baltimore, remember what the Colts did to him. So we want NFL back. So once that deal came through, now all of a sudden everybody's up in arms. Why are the Browns leaving? You're leaving because you won't help the man get a stadium. Same thing is going on in Kansas City, and the same thing will happen anywhere else if the taxpayers won't step up and foot the bill. If you want the team, you're going to pass this initiative. If not, we're going to go and find somewhere we can go. And at this point of the sports world, those sports teams are looking to go overseas, especially in NFL. They're trying to put franchises in foreign countries. So we don't give a damn if you don't pass the resolution. We just go find somewhere else. Who cares if the Kansas City Chiefs fans been loyal up to this point? In reality, they don't own the team. It's the Hunt family. They got to figure out what's best for them, what's advantageous to their pockets. And moving to Kansas is right there. So if these taxpayers don't pay, you don't have any right to complain if the team wants to move. So those lawmakers in Missouri, they're just talking because it's not going to go anywhere. The bottom line is it's a private company, and those private owners are going to do what they want to do. And it's like that. So pay up or help them pack up. That's the only thing you can do. So, but that's my take on that. I got to get up out of here, man. The sad part of sports world, Indiana Bears doesn't even sound right. Well, they wouldn't call it the Indiana Bears. They'll still keep the name Chicago because just like Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas are in the same place pretty much, divided by a river, so is Indiana and Chicago. So they're not going to change anything. It's just like you go to Cincinnati, the airport is not in Cincinnati, it's in Covington, Kentucky, because it's right on the line. So it doesn't change the perception, it's the same thing. But you're right, Indiana Bears don't sound right. And I know one thing, I don't think the NFL's in peril right now like the NBA is, but if the fans keep getting the short end of the stick, like in the NBA, these guys save up all this money to go see one game, and the game that you want to see, you don't see the players you want to see, it's going to start a trend, and people just going to stop going. And the NBA is going to pay a price for that. And they need to fix that now. And part of that is the tanking thing that they have going on. The commission needs to step up and come up with something. Because if he doesn't, it's going to get worse. And it's just like recruiting in high school. You're not supposed to do it, but the association seems to be powerless to stop it. So these guys are all bold, and they don't care what you think. They're going to boldly come and recruit your players and don't care. And if the association don't do anything about it, which they didn't do in the beginning, why should they be concerned about them doing anything now? It's just a snowball effect. And that's just the way it is, JC. But I appreciate you guys chiming in with me today. I tried to get on earlier, but I had a game last night and I had an episode that took place. I'm not at liberty to discuss it. We had an emergency with one of the players, and he's all right, but go through something like that is, you don't want to deal with that. But I got everything seemed to be okay. Talked to the parents, and everything's going to be okay. But anyway, you guys have a great day, JC. And if I don't catch you sometime this weekend, I'll be on bright and early Monday morning. And I hope you have a great weekend. There's no football on. I guess if you got a PlayStation or something, you can play John Madden computer or something. Just a stopgap until real football comes. Got a little Olympic hockey coming up. Semifinals should be coming up. And the American women won gold last night in hockey. They almost got upset by Canada, but they came back and won it late. So got to play to the end of the whistle. And the Americans did that last night. So let's see if the men can duplicate that feat. But I keep my eye on that. But anyway, you guys have a good day. I'm up out of here, man. It's been sports for real.